Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to break down how you can stop gambling on ads and start building a predictable, scalable advertising machine. We're using the playbook from Alex Hormozi, and trust me, this isn't about luck. It's about engineering. So let me ask you something. Does running paid ads kind of feel like you're just walking into a casino, pulling that lever on a slot machine, and just hoping for a jackpot? If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. But it's time to change that game. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through the big shift from being a gambler to an architect. Then we'll get into the actual formulas for ad copy that works. After that, we'll build the ad machine itself, and then we'll show you how to automate the engine. And finally, we'll wrap it all up into a new playbook you can use. Okay, this first part is huge. It's all about a fundamental shift in how you think. We're moving away from just reacting to things and into designing the results you actually want. The way most people do it is just chaotic. It's totally unpredictable. We just throw a bunch of ads out there, hoping one sticks, right? And that just leads to crazy results, wasted money, and honestly, a ton of stress. It is a perfect recipe for burnout.
But the Hormozi way, well, it isn't about finding that one single magic ad. It's about engineering a whole system that spits out winners consistently. Think about it. An architect doesn't guess where a wall should go. They have a blueprint. So, let's start building yours.
All right, let's build the very first piece of our machine, the message. And here's the good news. You do not need to be some kind of creative genius to write ads that get people to click. You just need a formula. So first up is what's called the MAGIC formula. It's a 5-step process for writing headlines that are, well, pretty much impossible to ignore. You start with a magnet to pull them in. You call out your avatar so they know, hey, this is for me. Give them a specific goal, set a time interval for a little urgency, and then wrap it all up in a container word to make it feel real and tangible. And just look at the difference here. It's night and day. This formula takes something super generic and forgettable and turns it into a powerful, targeted headline. I mean, how to lose weight is for everybody, which really means it's for nobody. The new one speaks directly to a real person with a real goal.
Now for the banner, the big text on the ad image, Hormozi uses an even simpler 3-part formula. It's just duration, benefit, and a power word. So 28-day, skinny friend, transformation. It's so punchy, it's clear, and it tells you the whole story in like half a second.
Okay, so we've got our message formulas locked in. Now we can actually build the machine. And remember, this is not about crafting one single perfect ad. It's about building an assembly line that's designed for high-volume, super-fast testing. So how many ads do you need to test right out of the gate to get this machine humming? The number is 30. And yeah, I know that probably sounds like a ton, but the system actually makes it really manageable.
And here's how you get there. You are not starting from scratch 30 times. No way. Instead, you come up with 6 core messaging angles. And then for each one of those, you write 5 different hooks. You combine them and boom, 30 unique ad variations ready to test.
All that volume is managed using something called the 3-2-2 method. It's super smart. You just give a platform like Meta 3 different creatives, 2 different headlines, and 2 different chunks of primary text. Then you just let the algorithm do all the heavy lifting for you.
So this is what that looks like in the real world. The ad platform itself will automatically test every possible combination of these things, that's 12 total versions, to find the absolute best performing ad. You don't have to manually create a single one of them. It's like having a built-in testing engine.
Now, once you have those winning ads, you follow this 70-20-10 rule to keep improving. 70% of your budget goes to making small little tweaks on your top 2 ads. 20% goes to bigger, more significant changes, and, this is crucial, 10% is always dedicated to testing completely new ideas. That's how you make sure you never run out of gas.
So, the machine is built. The next piece of the puzzle is to add an engine to power it and automate its growth. This is the part where you get to remove yourself from micromanaging the budget every single day. The whole point of this entire system, the ultimate goal, is to build campaigns that you can, as Hormozi says, set and forget. The system should be so solid that it just gets better over time without you having to constantly mess with it. And you do this with a really simple but incredibly powerful automated rule right inside the ad platform. You basically tell Facebook, if my cost per lead is below my target for the last week, then I want you to increase my daily budget by 5%. And by running it just a few times a week, you get this really steady, predictable scaling without things getting out of control.
But look, scaling isn't just about getting more leads, right? It's about getting the right kind of leads. That's why it is so important to separate a regular lead from what we call an engaged lead. That's somebody who takes a second step, like booking a call. That signals real intent to the algorithm.
Okay, and for the final piece of the engine, optimization. Let me ask you this. How much do you think a single 1-second delay in your page load time costs you in conversions? The answer is pretty shocking, actually.
That's right, a 7% drop in revenue for every single second of delay. This is exactly why conversion rate optimization, or CRO, is absolutely non-negotiable. I mean, you can have the best ads on the planet, but if your landing page is slow, you're just lighting money on fire.
So let's bring it all home. We're going to put all these pieces together into your new playbook. This is what transforms you from that ad gambler into a true ad architect.
So your system really has three main parts. First, the message, which is all built on proven formulas. Second, the machine, which is your assembly line for testing. And third, the engine, which automates all your scaling and optimization. You master these three pillars, and you're not guessing anymore. You are architecting results. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Are you going to go back to work tomorrow to build another ad, just crossing your fingers and hoping it hits? Or are you going to start building an advertising system that's designed not to miss? The choice is yours.